Howdy friendos, my name is Stuart and welcome to Frieza Day, where I naturally do not talk about Frieza. However, this is our last video of the year and we're going to spend it talking about debatably the most important character in Dragon Ball Z Abridged, or at the very least the most important character in the third season of that show. If you haven't done so yet, check out the other 7 videos that I've done this year about DBZ Abridged. However, before we do any of that, if you could help me game this system that we call YouTube by hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like or dislike button, it really doesn't matter, leaving a comment about how stinky I am or how buff I am, you only get those 2 options. You stink! You could also, rewind the video, click ahead, click behind. Just as long as you are interacting with this post or with my channel, it will promote that video to other people. I've been wanting to hit the 100,000 view mark for a long time, but realistically, I think we're only gonna hit 90 this year. But if we could hit that before the end of the year, I am completely happy and completely satisfied. Last time we looked at Gohan, he was a tiny child, barely older than 4. And definitely not older than 5. As a child, he started at true neutral, and by the end of season 2, Gohan was firmly in the lawful good category. And we're gonna test to see if that pure of heart child that defeated the most evil character in the show changes his alignment at all. I wonder where we're gonna end up. But anyway, with that out of the way, let's go.
Hey, Mr. Piccolo?
Yeah?
I was wondering, why didn't you go with the rest of the Namekians to your home planet?
Oh, I don't know. Why don't you just go to Vegeta with the rest of the Saiyans?
With that gone, I'm the breadwinner now. What's with the weird clothes, Krillin?
My name is no longer Krillin.
It's a brand new season. Life is returning to normal, and Gohan now has to be the man of the house and hunt and gather food in his father's place. During this episode, he also meets Krillin's new girlfriend and celebrates Turtle's birthday. All in all, lawful good, kind of, yeah.
So we have 2 opponents of equal strength that my father could only beat after fulfilling an ancient alien prophecy. Does anyone in particular know exactly what we're doing here besides trying not to lose it?
Sensing Frieza and Cold are en route to Earth, Gohan gathers with the other Z Warriors in hopes of protecting the planet from Frieza and his dad. Lawful good.
Build, murder, destroy, exterminate, exterminate!
When Frieza and King Cold arrive, a Super Saiyan from the future comes to save Earth and all the Z fighters from the intergalactic dictators. Gohan stands by and doesn't really do much, which is kind of fair because he's not strong enough to do much if Frieza is looking for a fight. However, when Trunks invites everyone to hang out while he waits for Goku to return, Gohan goes with Trunks despite the stranger danger. However, Trunks defeated 2 of the galaxy's most notorious tyrants, so he's more than earned Gohan's trust. Gohan passes the time by chatting up with Piccolo, true neutral.
2 androids will appear on May 12th at 10 a.m. 9 miles of the South City.
In 3 years, I heard everything.
Please don't tell everybody.
Oh, I won't.
I will.
Shut up, Nail.
After Trunks warns the Z fighters about the androids that will wreak havoc in 3 years' time, the Saiyan stranger heads back to his own timeline. Bulma devises a plan to use the Dragon Ball's wish-granting powers to learn who's making the androids and kill them before they can be completed. Vegeta and Goku both refuse to go along with this plan because they both want to fight super strong opponents. Gohan doesn't even try to change their minds on this issue, mostly because he doesn't think he can convince them, but he's still going along with the plan to fight super powerful androids, so neutral.
Wow, he really needs to learn how to dodge.
Yeah, I know. Still working on that.
After Chi-Chi refuses to let Gohan train with Goku, Goku says that he's taking Gohan on field trips for educational reasons. Gohan is learning, but, not the way Chi-Chi wants. Instead, they train for the next several years to defend the world. I'm gonna go with lawful good on this, and we're gonna give that 2 dings.
You don't need to know why. Just know that I despise every one of you. Especially him.
Hey, does anyone have any bacon?
Once the Z Warriors meet up again at the proposed time, during the encounter with the androids, Gohan doesn't really participate and mostly plays as support. I still think the fact that he showed up to keep people safe is pretty neutral good. This ding doesn't even change when they head to a secondary location, by the way.
Mine. And the prodigal asshole returns.
Mr. Piccolo!
I wanted to wait for an opening on the android, so I faked my injury. But now he's here.
Wait, so you weren't actually wounded?
No, but I got a better question. Where was my sensu bean?
Although he does show concern and protectiveness over Mr. Piccolo in both instances when he's in peril, so we're gonna give him another neutral good ding for that.
Are you sure it's safe to hold the baby like that while we're flying?
Well, what do you expect me to do?
Give him the Yajirobe?
I'm afraid he'll either drop him or eat him out of spite.
I am pissed and hungry. She is right to fear me.
However, after Bulma shows up, Gohan is removed from the story in order to take both Bulma and Yajirobe to Castle Corp, lawful neutral.
Oh, and Gohan! Long time no see. And, I'm not sure I'm familiar.
I am Yajirobe. and I am here for your pantry.
After taking Bulma home, he heads back to his own house to check on his dad, learning that they're transporting him to Kame House. And while on the road, Bulma sends him a message about an abandoned Capsule Corp machine, and Gohan, Trunks, and Bulma head out to investigate. Gohan is more than excited to do a mystery and is very helpful. When Trunks gets his hand covered in Gwyneth Paltrow product, he gives Trunks some hand sanitizer. Lawful good.
And Mr. Piccolo is fighting Mr. Piccolo.
That's weird. It even feels like I'm out there.
It feels like everyone we know is fighting Mr. Piccolo.
Except for Yamcha.
Well, duh, that's because I'm right here.
Once the mystery of how Cell returned to the past is solved, Gohan becomes a non-factor for a few episodes, up until Goku awakens and takes him and the other Saiyans to the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. Gohan initially questions the wisdom of why this wasn't used up until this point, but Toriyama tells him to shut up and stop asking questions. Vegeta and Trunks entered first, and time passes super quickly.
Excuse me, androids? If you're gonna fight, could you please move it off the island? It's quite literally the only thing I own.
That's fine. But when I win, I'm blowing it up for funsies.
Androids 16 through 18 reach Kame House and challenge Piccolo to a fight to basically blow off steam. Gohan and Goku sense this and remain quiet up until Cell joins the fight and completely wrecks the vibe. Cell absorbs 17, nearly kills Piccolo, and Gohan goes berserk. But Goku manages to talk him down with the most sensible line that Abridged Goku has ever said.
Mr. Piccolo would let me go.
No, he wouldn't. And he's smarter than me.
Wow.
Once Tien is about to be killed, however, suddenly Goku remembers that he can teleport, which is hilarious. And to be fair, Gohan didn't suggest teleporting either, so it's not like he's much better at this. Anyway, the two are saved, and Gohan gets a lawful good for being a team player and wanting to help despite the fact that it's not optimal that he should.
I never really had a choice. You basically kidnapped me.
Oh, come on, Gohan. You can't kidnap your own kid.
I don't know if that's true.
It's time chamber training time. After a few episodes, Gohan achieves Super Saiyan when he realizes that he can't rely on other people to help him anymore, and he's gonna die, and so will the people that he cares about. It's a good scene. And during this time, Gohan gains 4 levels in the Golden Warrior Prestige class, unlocking full-powered Golden Warrior form, which allows him to maintain his Golden Warrior form without expending uses of Rage or Power Points, and he may attempt to use the Disguise feature in order to prevent others from detecting his power levels. Gohan picked up this Prestige class from the Keymaster Ultimate Bundle, as well as the Apotheon vs. Paragon Mythic Pass for Pathfinder 1st Edition over at LoadingCrewCrafts.com, and he used coupon code MyWaifu for 10% off his total order. He also picked up the Complete Waifu Handbook, which is compatible with 5th Edition, Pathfinder 1st Edition, and 2nd Edition. However, after purchasing this, and after 12 months of bonding with his father and determining to make him strong enough to defeat the strongest threat to the planet ever, we're gonna give Gohan 3 lawful goods for this because it's a pretty significant change in both his attitude towards his father and his own personal philosophy, considering that he realizes that it's an important factor in protecting the Earth in being an active participant.
Point is, without a Namekian from the Dragon Clan, we aren't getting any Dragon Ball.
Is this a dragon? What's it?
Where am I? Who are you? Where's my family? Hey.
In the week leading up to the Cell Games, Gohan is relegated to an errand runner since Goku is being relegated to a breeding stud. They arrive at the Cell Games and they allow Mr. Satan to fight the big green bug for some reason. Anyway, Goku takes over and Gohan remains moral support, not believing that he'll be needed during this fight. True neutral.
Gohan, wait. Before you go,
What?
you're so much stronger than you think you are.
Yeah, well, let's see what Cell thinks.
However, Goku gives up and tags in Gohan, who gives him a pep talk, and despite the fact that Gohan doesn't really believe in himself, he goes to fight Cell anyway. And unfortunately, Goku gives Cell the Senzu Bean, which really fucks with his morale. Lawful good for Gohan.
Can I say something?
I've been humoring you this entire time anyway, so why not?
However, after the fight drags on for a while, Gohan realizes that he is probably, in fact, the key to defeating Cell, and he realizes that his rage is the key to unlocking his power, and he warns Cell about his tendency to do this, thinking that this warning would, stop Cell from attacking him. However, unfortunately, this warning acts as a fight aphrodisiac to the autoerotic automaton. Cell tries to torture Gohan, then torture his friends, but unfortunately nothing is causing him to snap, especially since Gohan isn't exactly in control of his own emotions. He's 11.
I know why my dad threw me to the biggest wolf in the woods.
Oh, trust me, I'll huff and puff and blow you down.
He's 11!
I'm 6!
Wow.
That was funny. However, Android 16 tries to intervene, but unfortunately, this does not work. Mr. Satan throws 16's head towards Gohan, who tells him to toss his pacifist ways aside. Cell destroys 16, causing a Nat 20 scene. From presentation alone. I'll talk about this scene later, but I'm actually not a fan. At least not the series proper. The Abridged series did a very good job of making it pretty. Yes, awful good.
Done getting your shit together up there? Because I'm starting to get bored.
What did you just say to me, you harmless little shit?
Gohan decides to torture Cell for a while and just plays with his food. Cell gets frustrated and turns into Bara Trunks for a minute, but Gohan dismisses the form, causing Cell to revert back to his less than perfect form. Realizing that he has no options, Cell unlocks his body positive form and threatens to blow up the planet. Gohan realizes his mistake of giving into his sadistic rage and gives up, forcing Goku to step in. Gohan's gonna get a chaotic evil for this, because even torturing evil people is still an evil act.
A nucleus ever so small, but frighteningly powerful. And lucky me, it survived my little kamikaze.
Cell explodes off-world, and due to plot nonsense Zenkai boost, he survives and returns just as strong as Gohan. He snipes Trunks from the smokescreen that he caused, and when Vegeta flies into a parental rage, he gets bitch-slapped. Gohan intercepts the ki attack, refusing to allow anyone else to die in his presence. Lawful good.
Gohan, I want to tell you that if you don't do this, Piccolo is gonna die.
In the beam struggle to end all beam struggles, Gohan is barely holding it together, down an arm and losing his confidence. Goku steps in and gives him a message from the other world reminding Gohan that not only is he better physically and morally than himself, he has to be better. The world cannot afford for Gohan not to be. Gohan gets his second wind and starts walking forward. Cell is about to match this power, except Vegeta strikes him with an attack, causing him to flinch just enough, and Gohan gets the killing blow. Lawful good and Nat 20 scene.
Horse eaten.
After getting a sensu and reviving everyone that killed Cell, Gohan accepts Goku's decision to stay dead and decides to remain as Earth's greatest defender and returns to his studies as his mother requests. He parts with his father on good terms, acknowledging that this is the end for a time. Neutral good. Dragon Shorts and Boobits time, and this time I actually think I have a lot more to talk about here than other parts.
Can you please not send away the help?
I didn't.
Gohan, I got your voicemail. Congratulations! Where's the little miracle? Oh, no, you meant she's still... Oh.
9 months after Goku's intense training session with Chi-Chi, Goten is born, and Gohan takes charge and coaches Chi-Chi through the, process. Lawful good.
Chinese.
What?
The book. I'm learning Chinese.
Why are you learning Chinese?
相信你以后，你就会知道。Also, I'm not fighting you.
While Goku is gone, Gohan continues his studies and is very successful. Homeschooling gives Gohan an edge over the flawed public school system since he has more time to learn more advanced studies and not be hindered by Common Core. I was a teacher. I will not hear a rebuttal to this. An unspecified amount of time after Goten is born, Vegeta challenges Gohan to a fight since he hasn't gotten a good fight in a long time. Gohan beats around the bush for a while before he finally just straight up asks why Vegeta's so determined. After Vegeta explains the situation, Gohan basically just says that he'll never be able to give Vegeta the fight that he's looking for and that he really should just look somewhere else. Gohan, all in all, is actually being very kind here and very patient, so we're gonna give him a lawful good.
And sorry you have to travel 600 miles to school.
It's all right. I've got the coolest ride in my grade.
Over the years, Gohan continues to study and becomes a brilliant scholar just like his mother once. And while I do discuss the Boobits, I will need to use footage from Dragon Ball Z Kai because Great Saiyaman stuff is just too important to Gohan's arc. Meaning, we'll be taking footage that TFS never actually made footage of, and we're gonna have to make a lot of assumptions here. However, we're gonna basically assume that most of the same bits are covered and most of the main story beats are exactly the same. So I say studying for years while keeping your nose clean and simultaneously becoming the man of the house is arguably somewhere between lawful neutral and lawful good. But if we are being consistent with Gohan's character and making safe assumptions about Gohan's personality, I'm gonna say he's got 2 lawful goods under his belt for all these years.
Aw, what's your name?
Marin.
So are we gonna talk about that, or...?
Gohan joins Orange Star High School, and as he's traveling to school one day, he witnesses a crime and feels the need to interfere. He turns Super Saiyan in order to disguise himself and handles the robbers, but once he reaches school, he understands that he will need a proper disguise since citizens spotted his uniform. Oops. Gohan creates the Great Saiyaman outfit for him and a device that lets him change clothes on the fly. Also, before we go any further, I love Great Saiyaman. I think it is the best version of Gohan since he still gets to do all the action hero stuff, but he's having fun and enjoying himself while he does it. And I was always kind of bummed that we didn't get to see more of this. I mean, like, after Buu was revived and everyone forgot their memories, Videl and Gohan got Great Saiyaman and Great Saiyawoman stuff, but, like, it kind of ended like a wet fart, didn't it? Anyway, Gohan becoming a vigilante with 2 different personas is chaotic good.
I think it's kind of cool.
Of course you do. You're hill folk.
Sharpener!
Irasa, he knows I love him. Gohan, you know I love you.
I guess?
Gohan does make a bunch of friends in high school, and I gotta say, I love the sassy gay interpretation of Sharpener. Fucking lost it when I first heard this voice. No notes. Also, both in the Abridged series and in the regular series, we learn that Gohan has a terrible poker face and is just an awful liar. Videl is onto him immediately, and she discovers Gohan is the Great Saiyaman very quickly. She eventually blackmails him into teaching her how to fly, or she will expose him to everybody. Before their first lesson could begin, though, Gohan decides to enter the world's martial arts tournament under the Great Saiyaman disguise, and Goku decides that this is his time to come back as well. It becomes a huge San family and Z Warrior event, true or neutral.
Did you say alien?
Who wants to learn how to fly?
During Videl's first flying lesson, the two share their backstories. Videl explains why she does what she does and fabricates how her mother died in this version. Interesting change. And Gohan lets it slip that he's basically part alien and he's a superhuman. Or Saiyan. The lessons go on for a while and Videl and Gohan bond and low-key start a relationship, but not really. They're dating in all but name. It's especially apparent right here.
You can dodge bullets, much less any attack I throw at you.
Well, yeah, honestly. Why do you ask?
No reason.
Man, I really should do a Gohan video. Tell you what, once I hit 100,000 subs, I think I will go ahead and make Gohan my next project, because I will take any excuse to talk about how cute Videl and Gohan are. I've been criticized a few times that forming relationships shouldn't warrant a ding, but Gohan teaches both his girlfriend and his brother how to fly and how to properly utilize their ki to defend themselves. I think that deserves a lawful good. And you know what? It's my show. Na. Also, as a wise commenter once said, you dodge attacks. You accept gifts.
In all my years of watching brutal violence unfold, this is without a doubt the most heinous, unnecessary savagery we've ever witnessed!
The world's martial art tournament begins and the events of Dragon Ball happen as normal. They all enter, Goku comes back for a day, Goten meets his father, there's a junior division that Goten and Trunks enter, Shen appears and formulates a trap to follow Swopovich and the, other guy. Videl gets brutalized, Gohan's energy gets absorbed, they fly off to fight the Majin Buu, and they are introduced to the Supreme Kai properly. Lawful neutral.
Yeah, look, geez, I'm just here for the fight. You don't gotta justify it.
God, I missed you.
What's that?
Shin and the Saiyans reach the inside of Babidi's ship. They progress through it and Vegeta gets corrupted and gets his power up. He attacks the crowd and the energy spent between Vegeta and Goku during their fight gets absorbed for Majin Buu's revival. Gohan works with Shin to try to stop Majin Buu, but it fails. Lawful good.
Oh my! What are Mortys doing on our planet? Oh no.
Once Majin Buu is revived and Gohan fails, Shin and his attendant take Gohan to the world of the Kais to train with the Z-Sword. Gohan pulls the sword from the stone and is eventually able to use it after eating a hearty meal, like the ones you can eat from the complete waifu handbook, now available at LoadingCrewCrafts.com. This 352-page book is full of 8 new races, over a dozen new classes, feats, spells, and items. But the most coveted chapter is Chapter 6 with the cooking and camping mechanics. This chapter has over 30 magical meals that can provide 24-hour bonuses, such as the acid-seared Gorgon ribs, which provides an armor bonus similar to the skin of a Gorgon bowl, or cocoa sugar waffles, which gives you the benefit of haste as long as you maintain your sugar rush, or the dire ramen, which gives you a massive boost to a single attribute. As always, if you play Pathfinder 1st Edition, you can pair these easily with the Keymaster Ultimate Bundle or the Paragon vs. Apotheon Mythic Path inspired by Dragon Ball. And as I mentioned before, you can use coupon code MyWaifu for 10% off your order.
I spent 75 million years sealed away in that son of a bitch. All because of that bingus named B.
After having this meal, Shin throws a piece of some kind of fuck you metal at the sword, which snaps it in half. An old Kai appears before them and then uses a ritual to unlock Gohan's potential. There is an in-universe explanation as to how this works, but man, I do not care to go into that. Gohan gets a BS power-up, and once it's complete, he heads to Earth to fight Super Buu. All of this grants him 3 lawful goods for working with the gods to save the universe.
Oh, what's wrong, little boy? Do you need an adult?
No. I am an adult.
Gohan gets to Earth and fights Super Buu. He starts dog walking him, but unfortunately, Gohan has a problem when it comes to playing with his food, and Buu manages to absorb Gotenks. Gohan gets overpowered for a while, but Goku shows up with the Potara and offers to fuse with his son. Gohan was going to do it, but the fusion wears off inside Buu and the Saiyans relax. But unfortunately, Buu absorbs Gohan and he's pretty much removed from the rest of the story. Chaotic good.
The Magic Man I get, but why that oaf?
You know, I can hear you.
I hope you can.
Look, I panicked and I grabbed the Dragon Balls, okay?
Oh, so that's how you see me.
More story happens without Gohan. The Earth blows up and the Earth gets revived. Goku reforms the Spirit Bomb to kill Majin Buu and Gohan donates power. Lawful good, I guess.
You're like white or Asian or whatever we are, I don't know. You're taking it too literally. Or not literally enough?
Dragon Ball Super happens. Skip. Although I will say, Dragon Ball Super superhero is peak Gohan. Gohan going berserk to protect his daughter? Yes, please. But that's for the Gohan video for another day. Help me reach 100,000 subs. Nat 20 movie.
10 years, right?
What are you talking about? I saw you barely over a year ago because of that Black Frieza nonsense.
Oh, right. Remember when I was black?
After Dragon Ball Super, the Z Warriors enter another world's martial art tournament and Goku meets the reincarnation of Buu. He apologizes to his family before leaving for a while to train Oob, however they're cool with it since Dragon Ball Super happens, so I don't know, neutral, I guess. I mentioned in my last video that Gohan is regrettably a character who is overshadowed by everyone else in the show, both in the narrative and in a meta sense. Gohan was never really a character in this show, and for a long time, he's barely a plot device. His whole personality is well-meaning and dutiful kid, which, you know, he's firmly in lawful good, so there's not really much there to discuss. And on top of that, during the Cell Saga, he doesn't get a ton of progression either. We got a ton of foreshadowing regarding his power, but we never got the real meat and potatoes in the drama that causes the source of that power to change. It's been criticized before by lots of other people, and even by Cell for that matter in the Abridged series, that Gohan has never even shared a conversation with Android 16 before, and his transformation and his death being the final straw that snapped a powerful emotional moment feels unearned and forced. You could see it coming from a mile away, and it just comes off like a wet fart. The story seeds have all been laid appropriately, but the emotional seeds really have not been laid at all. The Cell Saga was a complicated story, shuffling lots of characters around, and unfortunately, Gohan got lost in the weeds. In fact, most of the hyperbolic time chamber footage that we get in the anime is pure anime filler. There's hardly any images of the two training in the original manga. And again, Dragon Ball is actually my favorite show, pretty much ever, and it means a lot to me, and I do think it's very good, but I think saying that Gohan's peak was when he went Super Saiyan 2 is overstated and frankly overrated. He's not having fun, and the emotional payoff really isn't that good. Great Saiyaman, however, that's a good Gohan. We fully get to explore what Gohan is like without influence and without any parental figures nearby. Go figure, Gohan's a good guy who wants to help people weaker than himself, but he also wants to continue to be an academic. Turning him into a superhero with an alter ego is a logical conclusion here, and his nobility gets him the attention of the spunky tomboy who falls in love with him due to his strength of moral character and not necessarily his strength. In fact, Videl doesn't really respect strength. She believes her father to be the most powerful man in the world, and outside of the respect that she should show a parent, she doesn't necessarily admire him. She admires Gohan, however, and so do his friends, and he's earned each of their respect in different ways. And this is why I say Great Saiyaman is peak Gohan, because we got to see what makes him unique and why the world finds him worthy of respect. The emotions-based power level does give him an identity when it comes to the mechanics of the show, but it's his good-natured helpfulness that gives him a personality, you know, personality-wise. It's just regrettable that the only time we really got to see this in Dragon Ball Z Abridged is through this pacifist speech here with Android 16. However, if this video gets, you know, enough views and enough attention, and if I hit that 100,000 subscriber mark, I will be looking at the superhero Gohan movie, though. That's a fantastic movie, and it's a fantastic look at Gohan, but that is a video for another day. Thank you to everyone who tuned in this year, and thank you to everyone who stuck around. Thank you to the patrons. Happy Frieza Day, and I'll see you all next year.